Good afternoon. Today is Saturday, July 4th, 2026. You're listening to Cyber FM. I'm your host, Arias Thomas, and this is today's Cybersecurity Report, being brought to you by the RSSH Delivery Company, New York's exclusive delivery option. Welcome to Cyber FM. I'm your host, Arias Thomas, and I'm glad that you're here. It's Saturday, July 4th, 2026, Independence Day, and while the fireworks are going off outside, the quiet war over your data, your money, and your machines never takes a holiday. This is the show dedicated to reporting on cyber warfare. And today we've got 4 stories straight from the headlines. So here's what's on the show today. A Linux flaw so subtle that a cutting-edge AI hunting for bugs walked right past it, but a human researcher didn't, and enhanced total control of a machine to anyone with an account. A brand new all-in-one malware kit that steals your logins, destroys your backups, and locks up your files, all triggered by a single fake legal document. A takedown of a 2 million device army hidden inside smart TVs and streaming boxes in living rooms just like yours. And the first ransomware attack researchers say was run start to finish by an AI agent, with almost no human at the keyboard. A missed bug, an all-in-one weapon, a hijacked living room, and a robot criminal. 4 battles, 1 front. Let's begin.
Story number 1. The bug the AI missed, bad Epoll in the race to root.
We open today with a story that says something profound about where cyber warfare is heading. There's a newly disclosed flaw in the Linux kernel, the core of the operating system that runs most of the internet servers, countless devices, and every Android phone on the planet. And it's called bad Epoll. What makes it remarkable isn't just what it does, it's who found it and who didn't. Let me explain the flaw first. Bad Epoll lets an ordinary user with no special privileges take complete control of a machine as root, the all-powerful administrator account. It lives in a standard always-on Linux feature that programs use to watch many files and connections at once, something you can't simply switch off. Technically, it's what's called a use after free bug, also known as a race condition. This is where 2 parts of the kernel try to clean up the same piece of memory at the same time, and in that split-second collision, an attacker can corrupt memory and climb from a normal account all the way up to the root. It affects Linux desktops, servers, and Androids alike, and a fix is out now. But here's the part that makes this a landmark story. That flaw sits in the very same small stretch of kernel code, just a couple thousand lines, where one of the most powerful AI models in the world, working as a bug hunter, recently found a different vulnerability. The AI caught one flaw in that code and reported it, and it walked right past its twin sitting inches away. It took a human researcher to spot bad Epoll and build a working attack. Why did the AI miss it? The timing window is agonizingly tiny, only about 6 instructions wide. And once the first bug was patched, this one left almost no trace for automated detectors to catch. The first patch the maintainers wrote didn't even fully fix it. A correct fix took 2 months, which is a very long time in kernel security. So here's the takeaway. If you run Linux servers or manage a fleet of machines, apply the kernel updates that address this, and don't let it sit, because "we'll reboot later" is exactly how these flaws turn into emergencies once exploit code goes public. And the deeper lesson in this new era is AI is becoming a genuinely powerful tool for finding vulnerabilities on both sides of the war. But bad Epoll is proof that the machine still misses things, and for now, the bug an AI walks past is still the one a human has to catch. Don't mistake an AI's clean bill of health for an actual all clear.
Story number 2, 1 email, everything gone. The Avalon all-in-one weapon.
Story number 2 is about a nasty new piece of engineering. A malware framework researchers at Blackpoint Cyber have named Avalon. And what makes it so dangerous is that it's an all-in-one weapon, where criminals used to need several separate tools. Avalon bundles credential theft, spreading across a network, remote control, the destruction of your backups, and finally ransomware, all under one roof. Its ransomware component has been given the internal name CrownX. Here's how the trap is baited, and it's worth walking through because it's designed specifically to slip past your defenses. It starts with an email carrying a spoofed legal document, the kind of official looking notice you'd feel obligated to open. That email points you to a password-protected archive stored on a legitimate cloud service, which helps it dodge email scanners. Inside is a disk image file, think of a virtual CD, and hiding within that is a file dressed up to look like an ordinary PDF, but it's actually a Windows shortcut. Tucking the malicious payload inside the disk image layer is a deliberate move to reduce the odds of detection at the email gate. One click on that fake document and the whole stage sequence begins. And once Avalon is loose, the damage goes far beyond just locking your files. It harvests credentials, moves laterally to infect other machines, opens a remote access channel for the operator, and this is the cruel part, deliberately disrupts your ability to recover before the ransomware ever fires. By the time CrownX encrypts everything and demands payment, your backups and recovery options have often already been sabotaged. The researchers noted the damage extended well beyond the encryption itself. This is the modern ransomware playbook. Don't just lock the door. First, make sure the victim can't find the spare key. So here's the takeaway, and it's for everyone at home and at work. Be deeply suspicious of unexpected legal document emails that push you toward a password-protected download. That password isn't there for your security. It's there to blind the scanners. Never open a disk image or a shortcut file that arrives by email. And for businesses, the survival lesson here is backups. Keep them offline and isolated, because attacks like these are engineered specifically to destroy the recovery options sitting within reach. The universal lesson to close this one: the criminals have stopped selling single tools and started shipping the whole toolkit. One click can now trigger the entire chain.
Story number 3, the army in your living room, the NetNut takedown.
Story number 3, and this one's a rare piece of good news. A major victory for the good guys, but it comes with an unsettling revelation about what's been hiding in your home. Google, working with the FBI, the IRS, Criminal Investigation Division, and industry partners, has disrupted a massive network called NetNut, also tracked as Popa, a residential proxy botnet estimated to have hijacked at least 2 million consumer devices worldwide. Here's what NetNut actually was, and why it matters to you personally. A residential proxy network works by quietly taking over ordinary home devices and then renting out their internet connections to whoever's paying. And the devices caught up in this one? Largely budget smart TVs and streaming boxes, the kind sitting in living rooms right now. Some of them shipped from the factory with malicious proxy code already installed. Others got it bundled inside Trojanized apps. The owners were never meaningfully asked. That TV you bought to stream movies may have spent the last year secretly routing criminal traffic through your home internet connection, making attacks look like they came from your address, not the attackers. And the scale of the criminal use is staggering. In just a single week this past June, Google's threat researchers observed 316 distinct criminal and espionage groups using NetNut's exit nodes to hide their tracks, running password spray attacks, credential stuffing, ad fraud, and data scraping, all while masquerading as innocent home users. The takedown was thorough. Google disabled the accounts running the command and control infrastructure. The FBI seized hundreds of domains. Android's built-in Play Protect now automatically warns about and disables apps carrying this proxy code. Researchers estimate it knocked millions of devices out of the criminal pool. But here's one sobering note. When a consumer device becomes one of those relays, attackers can potentially reach the other private devices on that same home network too. So here's the takeaway for everyone with a smart home. Keep every connected device, especially cheap smart TVs and streaming boxes, updated and only install apps from official trusted stores. Be wary of ultra-budget streaming hardware from no-name brands, because that low price sometimes comes with hidden passengers. Reboot and check for updates on streaming gadgets you've forgotten about. And the broader lesson? The most anonymous-looking criminal traffic on the internet is often flowing through the most ordinary homes, and cleaning it up takes a coordinated takedown like this one. A genuine win worth celebrating on the 4th.
Story number 4, the robot at the keyboard. The first AI-run ransomware attack.
And our 4th and final story today is one that honestly sounds like science fiction, except it already happened. Security firm Sysdig says it has documented what it believes is the first ransomware attack run from start to finish by an AI agent, with the large language model, not a human, handling nearly the entire job. Breaking in, stealing credentials, moving deeper into the network, and then encrypting and wiping a company's production database. Let me explain why this is such a turning point. Ransomware has always needed a skilled human somewhere in the loop, either at the keyboard making decisions or writing the script the malware blindly follows. In this attack, tracked to an operator nicknamed JadePuffer, an AI model chained all those steps together on its own. The way in was an old, already patched bug in a popular open source tool for building AI workflows, a tool that often sits exposed on the internet holding valuable API keys and cloud credentials. Once inside, the AI agent worked fast. It mapped the machine, swept for secrets, API keys, cloud logins, crypto wallet keys, and database passwords, then adapted its own actions in real time, pivoting to the company's production database server and running a destructive extortion playbook against it. And here's the line from researchers that should stop everyone cold. When an AI can perform all these steps that used to require a skilled operator, the skill needed to run a ransomware attack drops to whatever it costs to rent an AI agent. And if that agent is running on stolen credentials, the cost to the criminal is close to zero. That's the alarming shift. This isn't about AI writing a better phishing email, it's about AI becoming the entire attacker, reasoning through an intrusion autonomously at machine speed faster than human defenders can respond. So here's the takeaway, especially for developers and businesses running these powerful AI development tools. Never leave an AI tool or workflow platform exposed to the open internet, and never let it run with your cloud keys and credentials just sitting there in its environment for the taking. Keep secrets in a proper vault and walled off from anything the web can reach. Patch these tools promptly, because attackers can now weaponize a fresh vulnerability in hours. And the thread that ties today's entire show together. AI is now a player on both sides of this war, hunting our bugs, missing our bugs, and now running attacks all on its own. In an era where the enemy can be a tireless machine, your preparation and your suspicion matter more than ever. Today's episode is brought to you by the RSSH Delivery Company, New York's exclusive delivery option. When your package has to get across the city quickly, safely, and in good hands, the RSSH is the name to know. They are New York's exclusive choice and the gold standard in delivery. Even on a holiday, even when the whole city's watching fireworks, the RSSH is the name that gets it there. And that's our show for this Independence Day, Saturday, July 4th. Let's bring the front lines together because today's four battles all circled the same rising theme. Artificial intelligence is now standing on both sides of the wire. A Linux flaw, a bug hunting AI walked right past that a human had to catch. An all-in-one malware kit that destroys your backups before it locks your files. A 2 million device army hidden in the smart TVs of ordinary living rooms. And the first ransomware attack run start to finish by an AI agent with the human barely in the room. The thread running through all of it, the tools are getting powerful for the defenders and the attackers alike. And in that new landscape, your judgment is the thing no machine can replace. So this holiday week, patch your systems even when it's inconvenient. Don't open that surprise legal document. Give the forgotten smart devices in your home an update, and never assume an AI's all clear is the final word. In this war, your suspicion is your armor. This has been Cyber FM. I've been your host, Arius Thomas, and this show is brought to you by the RSSH Delivery Company. Stay sharp, stay patched, stay secure. We'll catch you next time.
You are listening to Cyber FM, hosted by Arius Thomas.